Good morning, Instagram. How you doing? It is Memorial Day. I hesitate to say Happy Memorial Day, but have a blessed Memorial Day to everybody, especially those in military service or that have been in military service. Thank you for your service. I mean, at least we could take a moment. I don't know if people are doing parades this year. But if they are, because the parade was always that time that you would be reminded about what, for me, it was always a time when you would be reminded about what the holiday today is really about, right? It would be when you saw the veterans in your town walking through, giving a little clap or a yay to the police force and the firefighters, etc. of the town. So I think that it was just a very important, I thought it was for me, it was an essential part of Memorial Day because it reminded me that it was not just that Memorial Day. What's up? Hi guys, thanks for joining. It reminded me that Memorial Day was not just about the food that we were going to have later. Interestingly enough, I have been triggered in every way. Like I feel like I am just like needing and desperately wanting a barbecue today. But I'm not going to get it. I have no barbecue invites. What I will be doing, however, is filming Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Libra. So you could be up bright and early tomorrow. Astrology, the weekly astrology forecast came out on Saturday. So if you haven't gotten a chance to see that, please go over and see that. And if you're seeing this on Instagram, I love that you're joining me live. And if you're seeing this on Astrology Motivation, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. I will always post these dailies over here. And also find me on Instagram, born_without_boundaries. So let's get into it. Let's just get into the day. Today is a very good day. It is May 31st. The moon is in Aquarius. And actually, I'll say this. What a perfect moon placement for Memorial Day to get us in the really mood of the greater good. Because that is what Memorial Day is about, right? It is about, what's up, James? Hi, guys. Thanks for joining, man. Memorial Day is about the greater good. It's about thinking about what's best for all of us, not just some of us. And sometimes that means sacrifices from some of us for the better of all of us. And that really is the focus of Memorial Day, is what we're remembering, the sacrifices that have been made for us. Perfect placement, perfect time for that moon to be in Aquarius, because that is where then emotionally we will be inclined to look and to focus, is on the greater good, the good outside of us, the community good. The color of the day is white, according to Llewellyn's Witch's Date Book. But aside from that, I hope that you guys have a very relaxing, healthy, happy day. Because of the moon placement, I think if you're having a lot of issues or sadness, it would be in your favor, and I don't normally recommend this, but to think of others today will help you get outside of any kind of sadness that you feel inside yourself. And it may even actually help to reconnect you and make you think, maybe helpfully start to see just how many blessings you have. It's not about comparing yourself to others, but it's about seeing the world not just through your perspective, but through the perspective of multiple perspectives. So that's what I would recommend. If you're really feeling down or lonely, figure out a way to do something for somebody, right? To enjoy, and figure out a way to help somebody out, or just say a kind word, or go out of your way to be nice to somebody today. It will help to lift your mood and make you feel connected. So let's get into it. We're going to start with this reading. I feel relaxed today. How about y'all? I don't know. I just do. Oh, first card out is the 10 of Cups. This is abundance stage. Oh, and then interesting. see what comes out though. So we have the 8 of Wands, which is movement, motion, speed. The 6 of Cups, which is usually love, joy, happiness, innocence. And then we have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is defensive. The 6 of Cups is usually looking back, remembering. Once again, for today, that's a very good mindset to be in. A little bit of melancholy, nostalgia, but also gratitude, right? Gratitude is the attitude today for those wounded warriors, wounded soldiers, people who have, taken the hit for the rest of us. Then we have the Knight of Swords, definitely somebody who flies into battle. This is what we've learned from things. This is the 3 of Wands. And that's our reflective state, a central energy. And then we also have the Magician, making things happen for ourselves and recognizing we really are on the other side of our second act in life. Now getting a little bit familiar with it. This is the Knight of Cups. Getting more familiar with it. Yeah. Not just familiar with it. It's almost like getting comfortable with the choices that we've made. Getting comfortable with the idea of what's done is done. Oh, this is, okay, 5 of Pentacles. It's almost like we may have lost money, but we haven't lost faith, and figuring out a way to continue on based on what you feel inside, trusting your intuition. That's really interesting that those would come out. What is this 5 of Pentacles? Can you elaborate on the 5 of Pentacles, please? Elaborate on the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Okay. So 5 of Pentacles is in faith. It's almost like having faith that all that we've lost, there's a reason behind it. And there is, because when we reflect on things and we reflect on things to understand, not to long for or try to get something back, but to really take a calm moment to understand, creativity can spring up from that. It can inspire us. So in other words, there's inspiration here today. This is a moment of inspiration from the things that we have had to say goodbye to. And this isn't just about Memorial Day or military service. It's about a lot of different things in our lives. It's a day of reflection. Yeah, I mean, it's simple. That 3 of Wands is in the center, which means we are looking forward and we are looking for other possibilities, and we are open to different ways of we're open to learning, letting the lesson come in, right? So much of this energy of the next couple of weeks is all about learning and changing our perspective and opening up to stuff that we know but hadn't had the time to process yet. So it's not like new information so much is coming in now, but that we're having time to process the information that's already in and learn from that information. It's almost like, I would say, as unglamorous as this sounds, it's the data analysis period. But it does look to be some really beautiful stuff. This 10 of Cups, everything you ever wanted. Okay, so I actually will post this. I just read an Abraham Hicks posting, and it reminded me of something that I've been getting in a lot of the zodiac readings, and that is a card that says today, it's like the card that reminds us today is your future. The steps that we take, the decisions that we make now will be what decides our future. So have a really good visualization in your mind of what you want your future to look like. And yeah, you can actually start this Abraham Hicks quote was really, thanks for the love, man, was really, it reminded me, you can start with figuring out what you don't want, right? You can start with figuring out what it is that doesn't work for you. And that's fine. That's actually a good place. And that's not to vilify anyone or anything. It's just to recognize, okay, this feels right and this doesn't. And this intrigues me and this doesn't. And this is all this energy of taking time to sift through, what do I want and what do I really not want? It's like taking stock. And sometimes it's easier, and this isn't like a negative mindset. It's a fair mindset. You know, it's recognizing what doesn't work for you, what does work for you. Why doesn't the stuff that doesn't feel good, why can't you figure out a way to make it feel good? Why doesn't it work for you? This is a wonderful day to get comfortable in our desires, to get comfortable and understand why we desire what we desire, but then have faith in it too and develop a relationship with, if it doesn't work for me, even if, and this is the leap of faith aspect, even if I don't know exactly what I want right now, I do know what I don't want. So that's also a steering tool, right? It's also a directional tool. I know what I don't want, so I'm going to steer away from that because it's not right. I like trust your inner knowing of what's not right. Don't try to force a decision of what's right on yourself, but maybe by looking at what's not right and what you know is not right, like what you know is not right for you, you can start to figure out, okay, but what do I want? What is the stuff that's right for me? And be in that mindset, be in that frame of mind of where you really vibrate at your most harmonious, and then start trying to figure out how to get there. Like these are the times to now these are the times to really start laying down those new foundations, blocks for the road. Like start paving your future now, and that is by figuring out what it is that truly makes you happy. And this is such a wonderful time of realizing what doesn't make you happy, realizing why some things just don't work for you. Important. And I don't even feel a frustration around it. I don't even feel like you're going to be like frustrated. Like I don't feel like you're going to be frustrated. I think you're going to feel good about the realization. I think you're going to feel happy about, okay, well, at least I know that I don't want that. That's at least a hint. It's at least a clue of what will make me happy and where I should go next, because we have come through a portal of sorts, like a spiritual portal. Your hard work is paying off. You've stepped through, in some ways, there's a commitment that's already on the table. You've already committed yourself to a certain direction. Now, you may not know where the next step is, but there is a sense of knowing. And faith has a particular role to play in the next couple of steps. And for those of you who know what you want but don't know how to get it, you're still ahead of the game because you know what you want. Okay? Self-worth is on the table. Self-worth. That could be, in a lot of ways, it's something that we all struggle with. But self-worth is the knowing that, okay, secret, key, message. This is, I think, what a lot of us are missing in terms of our path forward. Maybe not that we don't know what we want, but we don't know that we deserve it. So that's what Spirit is. Thank you so much, Spirit, clarifying for us that a big part of our hang-ups or our complications is not that we don't know what we want. It's that we still don't feel good enough for what we want. And so then we're finding excuses why we can't get it or why it won't be available to us. But it really comes down to a self-worth issue. And then we have I am blessed. So this is either a sign that there are blessings and messages coming in to let us remember our self-worth, remember how much we are loved, remember that God is on our side and that we are in fact blessed and paid attention to, and just kind of like a new relationship with Spirit, starting out in faith, starting out, I am blessed. Say 3 things you're grateful for. Starting out with idea or mentality of gratitude is going to go a long way today in helping put you in the mindset of forward and progress. So thank you, God, so much for my son's safe trip across this country again. If you want to know what I'm talking about, and if you're interested in aviation, my son has his own Instagram feed, and he posts his adventures ferrying planes across country. It's a really excellent channel, and he gets some interesting perspectives. So, and I watch it just to make sure that he's safe. Not just to make sure he's safe. I'm fascinated by what he does, and that he has the balls to do it, and he's exceptional at what he does. So anyway, I think his channel is Here Comes the Stallion. People started calling himself the Italian Stallion, and he thought it was fucking hilarious. But anyway, that's what it's called, Here Comes the Stallion. And he posts all his like adventures cross country and flying on there, because he's a pilot. So I'm sitting there watching just to make sure, okay, he's landed. That's my check-in, right? I know if he's posted, he's alive. Okay, so thank you, God, for letting my son land safely and be safe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am grateful for my son. I am grateful for his safety. I am grateful for your protection of him. I am grateful for his skill sets. Thank you so much for my safe roof over my head. Thank you so much for the sun starting to peek out between these clouds. Thank you so much for the calm, relaxed day so I can focus on my videos. Thank you so much for the food in my refrigerator. Thank you so much for the new month about to arrive. Remember to say rabbit, rabbit tomorrow, first thing. So this is a good place to start. Like, when you're lost, what can you do? What are the steps you can take to get into a more clear mindset? Gratitude is the best attitude to start with, because it clears up a lot of the fog. Is us not feeling good about ourselves or not feeling good about our lives. We can clear that fog by focusing on what we do feel good about, and it sounds silly and all kinds of after school special, but it's not. It's actually a really effective tool in clearing out that fog and making things a lot more obvious, just because the fog is cleared with all the worry, because worry fucks up our brain, so do a lot of fears. They mess up our brain. But if we can clear them somehow, then our brain can think right again. So gratitude is a great tool to just say it out loud, the things that you're grateful for, and you will feel the relief. You will feel the clarity start to come back in. You will feel the shift. And it's such an easy tool. It really is, to get yourself focused on what you have and what you're grateful for, and the joy will start to follow. It really also helps to impact your self-worth, because it will start bringing up your mood, and make you realize that, hey, you know what? Especially, we can take that tool one step further in, what are the things I'm grateful for that that I've made. It'll make you start recognizing, wow, I've actually done more than I thought I did, right? I've actually accomplished a lot more. And was I a part of that? I was a part of that. And I've actually done a lot better than I give myself credit for. We're always so very hard on ourselves. But if we start like looking at what we have, all that we have is an accomplishment that we have, right? And so we're getting ourselves now into the mindset of, where our life is good, and what we've actually been able to create. So that starts to dig into our emotional muddiness of not feeling good about ourselves, to remind ourselves that what we have right now, that what we're grateful for, is all an outcome of us, of choices that we've made that we should be happy about. And so gratitude starts to unblock a lot of those things that are keeping you from abundance that you actually have right in front of you right now. And as you unblock, it starts to roll and flow, and abundance is the river. No, gratitude is the river on which abundance flows, because it really starts to get the energy flowing again and the movement to come back to you. So if you're doing energy work, these are some good suggestions. You might want to watch this over a few times and take some notes. Let's get into the next deck. I know it's Memorial Day. Y'all got a lot to do. Don't worry, this won't be a long reading, but hopefully it will be a useful one. Jesus, this deck is all over the place today. Like, what is going on? Okay. Okay. Now, coming out. Okay. You know what, Spirit? You are talking to me in a very interesting way today. Let it come. Whichever way it's got to come. Okay. Triumphant Success, in case you guys were wondering, is the card that just came out. It reminds me of the Ace of Swords, and we were just talking about it. Ace of Swords has to do with clarity, has to do with finally seeing something clearly. Triumphant success, and there you go. Your success is going to come when you see things clearly. Having success in clarifying your brain, having success in seeing clearly is letting you see your success, and it's a success in and of itself because it's giving you access to your success. And then we have conflict and defeat, but it's in reverse. So that clarification on the times that we've lost, the defeat, the loss, the sadness. And once again, we bring it back to the theme of Memorial Day. There's always defeat and Memorial Day. There's an acknowledgement of that defeat, and there's an acknowledgement of what has come from that defeat and why those defeats were necessary. So it's clarity as to why we had to go through the hardships, the sacrifices, and losses that we went through. And in that clarity comes a beautiful, brilliant portal opening for us to step through and help us successfully leave the past behind. It's also severing ourselves from those past defeats in the clarity of we're still here and look at all we have. Resilience, rise above the tribulations. That's beautiful. So we have a beautiful energy here supporting us, helping us to move on. Resilience. And it's interesting how you don't always have to feel confidence to trust that moving forward anyway is the right decision. And then we have I am connected. In a beautiful, innocent way, we can now start to reconnect to our innocence. This is like a new start as a connected being, as a person who is connected to your new beginning and knows the abundance, knows the power in a new beginning, based on the fact that all of the past decisions and experiences led to what you lived. Now we know the power of the decisions and the seeds that we're laying down now. And this is a new start. I am connected much more deeply to the magic and wonder of everything around me. So we're filled with gratitude because we know because of those sacrifices, because of those losses, being connected to the smaller things. Soulmates has come out. So there may be a different kind of connection. Okay. And then we have clean it up, soulmates, making things right, making things better, figuring things out. Cleaning things up doesn't even just mean mistakes. It means it's time to clean up. It's time to clean out the cobwebs. That's what we're doing. We're cleaning out the cobwebs, figuring out what it is that we really want, what soulmate is to us, and taking a great deal of peace and happiness, getting ourselves back to balance of what it is that's really important to us, because for the best reasons we throw ourselves off of balance, and this is the decision-making process, right? We decide that we're doing the right thing when we're actually doing the wrong thing, because the right thing is sort of what keeps us where we are and maintains what we have, when what we said was the wrong thing is wrong just because it's risky, because we don't know what's on the other side of that. But our heart is still pushing us there. So it's not the wrong decision. It just means it's going to take a leap of faith. And it's like, listen, now I know what it is I really want, and I'm good with it. I'm good with what has to go so that I can make room for what is worth staying, what I really want to stay. It's almost like now, all this reading is just simply saying, now you're not afraid to what you want out loud. Now you're not afraid of the disapprovals of others to want what you want when you want what you want out loud. Now you've got such clarity and serenity with knowing that it is actually your truth, that you don't have to be afraid anymore of all that other crap. And all the other crap's just gotta go, because you know it's crap. You know it doesn't matter. You know it doesn't mean much. It doesn't really mean anything, and it's taught you something. So even though what you're getting right now may be transient, the lesson and the realization in your brain, that is changing your brain. It's changing your brain to become more sincere and more closely aligned, and to have more strength in the alignment of your heart and listening to it. It's like now you've learned to listen a little bit better now to what you really care about. Clear quartz. Let yourself feel all your emotions. Wow. Let yourself feel all your emotions. Your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings is sending you important messages and guidance. That's why clarity is so important, because you want the whole message. You don't just want a part of it, and the whole message is coming through for you right now. And then we have Tanzanite, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. That's beautiful. And Diamond, value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. So don't get sucked into trying to convince yourself to want what you want because somebody else wants it for you or wants it from you. It's not about that, and they're not the enemy. Remember, they're just going after what they want, right? And maybe in some ways you are what they want. And you can love them for that, and you can be happy for that, and you can also say, but I don't love you the same way. I know what I want, and that's clear. And even if that person that you want doesn't want you the same way, you have learned to want what you want and give yourself permission to want what you want. It's not just about getting what you want. It's about today. It's about realizing you deserve and have a right to want what you want, and to not question yourself or second guess yourself or try to talk yourself out of it because it doesn't want you back or because it's not good for somebody else. It's just like, no, I love and want what I love and want. And if it doesn't love and want me back, it doesn't matter, because the bottom line is what I won was about the clarity and confidence and self-worth to identify what I want and not settle for anything else, and be serenely walking forward. And you'll know there's serenity when you don't feel like, why don't I ever get what I want? If you're feeling that, then you have missed the lesson. Because it's not about getting what you want. It's about realizing you deserve to want what you want. And that's okay. Not just for you, but for everyone. Remember the greater good. Everyone, not just you. Everyone has a right to want what they want. And if it isn't you, God bless, that's great, because bottom line is you're surrounded by people who want what they want, who know what they want and have confidence in it and won't be swayed by lack of self-esteem or lack of self-confidence. And you want to align yourself with this kind of person, because that's progressive. That energy is where progress comes from. Not the, let me convince myself that because it wants me, I should take this opportunity. And I mean, sometimes we got to take a job we don't want because we got to pay bills. But that doesn't mean we're convincing ourselves. So we do it. We do it because that's pragmatic, because you got to do it. But we're not convincing ourselves that's what we deserve. We're not convincing ourselves that this is a stop, that this is all we'll ever get. No, we realize this is a practicality that I have to deal with right now. And I'm going to keep making steps toward the fucking place that I want to go. You know, you do what you got to do on the road. Sometimes you got to stop. Sometimes you got to pee. Sometimes you got to eat. Sometimes you got to sleep. Sometimes you have mountains. Sometimes you have slopes downward. You have to deal with what you deal with when you come. But in your mind, you still know that you do qualify and you do deserve to really have that feeling, to not stop until you have that happiness. And that's the beautiful lesson of today, along with this is 11, 11, 11, along with knowing that everybody has that right. It's not just you. So stop making up reasons why other people are wrong because what you want from them doesn't align with what they want. It's not about that. It's really just the power of knowing you deserve to be in that feeling. And when you continue to focus on that feeling, you will get to that feeling in reality. There is absolutely no doubt. So let's get into our angel messages. Oh, thank you, man. I feel like I don't talk to you guys enough, but I get so into the message, right? I love 11:11. This is such a focused time. Precious gift. Friendship, family, and love are precious gifts. Do not lose sight of what is most important. Why? This is where gratitude begins, man. The precious gifts that you already have. That's why they're important, because you know that beauty is real. It can be tangible. Starting with those things that you already have, family, friends, oh my God, happiness is real. Happiness is real. Surrender. There is no point in pushing the barrow up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. Anxiety. We surround you with the healing light of amethyst. Take a deep breath and breathe in this beautiful violet light. Feel your anxiety melting away. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Get back to your breath. It's a great way to ground yourself. Oh my God. Okay. Our anxiety is melting away. Through gratitude, we're opening up the flow that's bringing abundance to us. And our big win is that we've realized we have a right to want what we want, and we're not going to keep talking ourselves out of it. And everybody else has the same thing. So it's not about conflict of interest or getting what you want. It's about today, the realization that you have a right to want what you want, and let it be a vibration and a feeling, not a set of objects. And you'll know that feeling then, because sometimes we get in our minds what it looks like, what the thing is, but that's not really what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on the way it makes us feel, because that feeling is going to tell us that it's real, that it's really what we want. And so trust that feeling now. I love you guys. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.